New ammo revealed at SHOT Show 2023. Yep, you know very well that 1 year after the next ammunition manufacturers across the globe work hard to design, produce, and market ammo that's better than the world has ever seen before. And there's no better place to take a peek at the offerings for this year than SHOT Show 2023. Here are the most exciting new cartridges and loads for 2023. Number 13. Barnes Pioneer Lever Action and Revolver Ammo. Barnes designed their new Pioneer line to provide polished function in old-school lever actions and revolvers. Barnes Pioneer will initially offer revolver loads in .357 Magnum and .45 Colt. Shooters can opt for loads topped with Barnes all-copper bullets or heavy-for-caliber Barnes original bullets made by pressure-forming pure copper tubing around a lead core. Barnes Pioneer will deliver loads for rifles chambered in .30-30 Winchester and .45-70 Government for lever-action lovers. For .30-30 shooters, the Pioneer line will offer options topped with 150-grain all-copper TSX bullets or 190-grain Barnes Original. If you're toting a lever gun in .45-70, you can opt for a 300-grain TSX or a heftier 400-grain Barnes Original. But let us remind you, this line isn't available just yet, but it should be available well before next hunting season. Shooters can opt for loads topped with Barnes all-copper bullets or heavy-for-caliber Barnes Original bullets made by pressure-forming pure copper tubing around a lead core. Barnes Pioneer will deliver loads for rifles chambered in .30-30 Winchester and .45-70 Government for lever-action lovers. For .30-30 shooters, the Pioneer line will offer options topped with 150-grain all-copper TSX bullets or 190-grain Barnes Original. Number 12. Hornady 7mm PRC. This cartridge actually debuted in October, standard timing at Hornady, but this is the first time the cartridge has seen the SHOT Show. It's the newest member in Hornady's fantastically popular precision rifle cartridge family, specifically designed for optimal performance with today's modern, highly aerodynamic, superbly accurate projectiles. Many ballisticians and shooters consider the 7PRC the best Magnum 7mm cartridge. Currently available loads include a 175-grain ELDX load going 3000 FPS with a G1BC of 689, a match load shooting a 180-grain ELDM at 2975 FPS with a G1BC of .796, and a lead-free 170-grain CX hunting load in Hornady's Outfitter line sporting a muzzle velocity of 3000 and G1BC of 596. If you're a ballistic geek or a serious rifle shooter, you'll recognize how remarkable those numbers are. Number 11. Browning Ammunition Max Point Hunting Loads. At the 2023 SHOT Show, Browning Ammunition introduced a new line of hunting ammo called Max Point. The company described the new ammo as meticulously manufactured and designed to quickly transfer expansion energy for maximum lethality on game. According to Browning, Max Point cartridges will be constructed from bullets that use thick-walled copper jackets, polymer tips, and polished nickel-plated shell casings. The Max Point ammo line will be available in 14 different small and mid-bore calibers. They will include popular offerings like 308 Win, 300 Win Mag, 6.5 Creedmoor, and even the new 6.8 Western. And on paper, Max Point cartridges deliver some decent results. For instance, a 168-grain 308 has a muzzle velocity of 2670 FPS, which is about average, but it'll deliver a 2659 foot-pounds punch, which is a little above average. Number 10. Remington 360 Buckhammer. Designed for deer hunting in states that only allow slugs or straight-wall cartridges and optimized for use in lever-action rifles, this interesting new cartridge provides velocity and energy similar to the legendary 30-30. The 360 BHM-Rs Perrin case, shooting 358-inch diameter 180 to 200 grain bullets at 2200 to 2400 FPS. Currently, the two loads are available from Remington, topped with their popular round-nose core-loked projectiles, and two loads from Federal featuring power shock bullets. This new cartridge will be fun and effective out to 200 plus yards on deer-sized game. Rifles chambered in the new 360 Buckhammer are available from Henry. Number 9. Heavy Shot Heavy Metal Extreme. The 1991 federal lead ammo ban for waterfowl left many hunters crying foul. Then Heavy Shot hit the market with the first non-toxic, denser-than-lead pellets, and waterfowlers rejoiced. Next season, duck and goose hunters will have even more to celebrate. Heavy Shot's new Heavy Metal Extreme is poised to hit shelves next fall, and this stuff is major rockstar material. Packed inside the new Heavy Metal Extreme is a lot of the same stuff we've come to know and love about the Heavy Shot loads, including flight control flex wads and the cool voodoo magic the company dubs pattern density technology. The load should offer the same beautifully tight patterns that made us Heavy Shot fans in the first place. However, Heavy Shot took the scattergun ammo to the next level by layering its original Heavy Shot 12 density tungsten over top of a thicker layer of precision steel pellets. The leading tungsten shot carries that signature duck-walloping downrange energy that smacks over 50% harder than comparable steel pellets. Just because the tungsten is backed by steel doesn't mean we're sacrificing tungsten-level on-bird performance. However, as anyone who's priced duck loads recently knows, tungsten is freaking expensive. By adding precision steel behind the tungsten shot, Heavy Shot should be able to keep the price tag on those loads fairly reasonable. Maybe those misses won't sound so much like cash register cha-chings. Heavy metal extreme loads will be available for 12 gauge and 20 gauge scatterguns and are safe to use with any steel-rated chokes. Loads will blend number 4 tungsten and number 1 steel, or number 6 tungsten and number 3 steel. However, Heavy Shot took the scattergun ammo to the next level by layering its original Heavy Shot 12 density tungsten over top of a thicker layer of precision steel pellets. The leading tungsten shot carries that signature duck-walloping downrange energy that smacks over 50% harder than comparable steel pellets. Just because the tungsten is backed by steel doesn't mean we're sacrificing tungsten-level on-bird performance. However, as anyone who's priced duck loads recently knows, tungsten is freaking expensive. Number 8. Premier Long-Range Ammo from Remington. Touted as the highest quality ammo Remington has ever produced, this all-new offering is tailored for accuracy and long-range terminal performance. Loaded with Speer's new impact bullet, these bullets are jacketed using an electrochemical planting process, just like Federal's popular and highly accurate Fusion lineup. The impact bullet also features Federal's patented slipstream tip to ensure reliable expansion, even at long range and low velocity. Initially available in 7 chamberings including 6.5 cm, 270 Winchester, 7mm rem mag, 3.8 Win, 30-06 Springfield, 300 Win mag, and 300 RUM. Number 7. Lapua 22 Long Range and Super Long Range. Finnish ammo maker Lapua introduced 2 new 22LR cartridges for long-range shooting, the 22LR Long Range and 22LR Super Long Range. Upon hearing the name, you might be wondering, what's considered long range for a 22? Well, Lapua recommends both cartridges for shooting at targets beyond 100 yards and even out to 300 yards. Lapua's US sales director Jeff Knowles explained the cartridges were designed specifically for activities like competition or precision shooting and racing in a biathlon, so a little more intense than your average plinking. Lapua's new long-range offerings are a game-changer for shooters seeking a competitive advantage in today's most popular rimfire disciplines, Knowles said. However, on paper, there's not much of a difference between the 2 new cartridges. According to the company, they both use a 40-grain bullet and will deliver a muzzle velocity of 1,106 FPS, and the velocity for both cartridges will only drop by 256 FPS at 200 yards. According to Lapua, both a 22LR Long Range and 22LR Super Long Range will be available in stores during the first quarter of 2023. A little more intense than your average plinking. Lapua's new long-range offerings are a game-changer for shooters seeking a competitive advantage in today's most popular rimfire disciplines, Knowles said. However, on paper, there's not much of a difference between the 2 new cartridges. According to the company, they both use a 40-grain bullet and will deliver a muzzle velocity of 1,106 FPS. Number 6. Black Aluminum Ammunition 10mm Honey Badger. High-capacity 10mm semi-auto handguns are becoming the preferred carry weapon for protection against big, dangerous bears. Typical heavy-hitting 10mm ammo is loaded with 200-grain projectiles because the extra weight has been necessary for deep penetration on heavy-boned beasts. Now, Black Hills is offering 10mm ammo loaded with their all-copper Honey Badger projectiles, which feature fluting that activates a hydraulic response upon impact. This creates a brutal temporary wound cavity while penetrating like your mother-in-law's stare. The beauty of these bullets is that they weigh significantly less than traditional 10mm bear bullets, with the result that they are easier to shoot well while providing higher velocity. The load comes topped with a 115-grain Honey Badger bullet traveling at over 1600 FPS, and is touted to provide better penetration and terminal performance than a 44 Magnum revolver shooting 240-grain bullets. And it's more controllable, with less recoil and up to 2.5 times the number of rounds on tap. We've used Honey Badger ammo, and it's awesome. Number 5. CCI Clean 22 Hyper Velocity. One of the biggest challenges shooters meet when using the high-performance 22 rimfire loads is keeping fouling at bay, especially when shooting a suppressed weapon. The new Clean 22 load from CCI addresses that challenge, providing a hot yet clean load going 1,550 FPS. The 31-grain lead round-nosed bullet features a purple polymer coating that reduces leading in the barrel and doesn't leave residue. Touted to reduce lead fouling in silencers by 60 to 80%, this load will be welcomed by anyone who enjoys shooting suppressed. Number 4. Winchester Big Bore Ammo. Getting within handgun range of a big animal is an adrenaline-pumping experience. Whether you end up there by accident or design, you want the best possible ammo. Winchester developed their new big bore line for personal defense situations and hunting applications with magnum-sized handguns. Winchester Big Bore features semi-jacked hollow points designed to deliver massive energy transfer, deep penetration, and devastating wound channels. Initially, big bore options will include 357 Magnum and 158 grains, 44 Remington Magnus and 240 grains, 10mm Auto and 240 grains, 45 Colt and 250 grains, 454 Castle and 250 grains, 460 S&W Magnum and 250 grains, and 500 S&W Magnum and 350 grains. Number 3. Winchester 35 Wellen. There's nothing new about the classic 35 Wellen, or Winchester's PowerPoint ammo, except that they're newly married. This is great news for hunters in certain states like Louisiana and Mississippi, where primitive hunting seasons allow hunters to use the 35 Wellen for deer. Sporting a 200 grain projectile traveling an estimated 2,900 FPS, this cartridge is an absolute thumper on a big game and easily capable of reaching out to 300 to 400 yards. This load will be a real asset to southern primitive season hunters. Number 2. Heavy Bismuth. Both Federal and Remington will be loading bismuth loads this year using pellets from their sister company, Heavy Shot. Heavy Shot's rise came from its expertise in metallurgy. The brand is known for creating a tungsten iron nickel pellet that was denser and more fatal than steel. But Heavy Shot mixes a bismuth alloy as well, which includes tin, nickel, and some other proprietary metals. Federal says its new bismuth loads, which use these heavy bismuth pellets, will fracture less than competitors' loads, pattern better at the range, and slay birds more effectively in the field. The main difference between the Remington and Federal bismuth loads, besides components, is that Federal will be utilizing its Flight Control Flex Wad. Both are available in 12 gauge with a variety of different payload options. Number 1. Heavy Metal Extreme. This is a stack load from Heavy Shot that utilizes 30% original Heavy Shot, 12 G per cc density tungsten, over 70% steel pellets. The idea is that the load allows you to shoot some extremely dense and deadly pellets without having to pay the higher price of a full tungsten load. The load also utilizes Federal's Flight Control Flex Wad, with the promise of tight patterns. It should be available this fall in a variety of configurations. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.